marketing that you need to practice and master. And you know, in every network marketing company, they're all the same. They're pretty much all the same. My previous company, it was basically the same 7. And we've got a list of 7 skills up here. I know that a lot of you have seen these before, right? When we've done our training. I want to ask, Sherry. I love picking up Sherry. Sherry's from Center Valley, and Sherry, I want to ask you, when you look at this list, all right? Now, I wrote this list, okay, this is what I consider 7. Somebody else might come up and put a couple more in here or thinks about them. This is what I consider the 7 most important skills that you need to develop in network marketing in an admin. What do you think that I think is the most important skill on this board? Which one would you say out of all 7? What? Why would you say that? It's underlined and it's written in red and it's twice the size of all the other letters. But I really mean that. This of all the skills, we all know why it's important that we write our goals down and we know exactly why we're in this business. We need to do that. There's power in that. There's a power in taking your goal and writing it down. And that's a whole other topic which we can't get into tonight at this time. But that's powerful. The list is a skill. This is not as easy as you think. Most of you know, if you try to take an inventory of your brain, it hurts. It's effort. It does. This takes time. It takes a lot of practice, but if you do it, you'll do very well. This is the most challenging, I think, of all the skills in network marketing, because it's where we begin to expose ourselves, subject ourselves to possible rejection. And so I think this is, of all the skills, Eric Moore in his book here, which I recommend to everybody in this room, this came out I think a month or 2 ago, he talks about these 7. And he says, this is the gateway right here. This is the gateway skill to network marketing. He said, if you don't master this skill, you know where you're going to be in network marketing in a year or 2. You know where you're going to be. He said, you need to master this skill. Also, this is the skill. Follow-up, being able to present Advent to people in a simple way is a skill. Validation is also a skill. That takes practice. What's the most common way that we validate in Advent? Meeting. This is a great validation right here. What's the other one that we don't use enough in this group that we need to practice? Three-way call. Three-way calls. Everybody knows what that is, right? We've got to spend more time on that, because I found that the most successful people in Advent, they're all doing it. They're all doing three-way calls. And here's what I like about three-way calls, is that, for example, let's say I'm on the phone with Sherry, and I want to validate this, and I want to get a third-party opinion to help Sherry answer her questions. I get Andy on the phone. Now, how much time and effort and gas money has that taken me to accomplish? Nothing. Within a short period of time, with no expense, I can help validate Advent for Sherry by just getting Andy on the phone. It's very important you understand how to do a good three-way call, because you're going to get a lot of mileage out of that. It doesn't cost anything, which I like. So we need to practice that more as a group. And then, of course, there is a skill in sponsoring. When you sponsor, that means you got to take responsibility. You got to help a person get started right, on the right track. You have to train them about the business. Jim Rohn says training is about how the business works. Teaching is about how life works. You're going to find as you become more successful in network marketing and Advent, you're going to become a sponsor, but you're going to train and you're going to teach people. You're going to teach people about how life works. That's part of this business. And you're also going to promote events, and you're going to promote, your business. So it all goes under the heading of sponsoring. But of all the 7, this is the most important, and it all starts here. If you master this skill, I can't overemphasize that to you. If you master this, you will be successful in network marketing. Because what law is on your side?
Averages.
Numbers.
That's right. The law of averages. The law of averages will be on your side if you do this right. know you're not going to be, you won't do everything right. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. In the beginning, I don't know if I shared this story with you. When I first started making calls back in the late 1970s and early 80s with my other company, if a person asked me a question that I could not answer, does anyone remember that? I ever told the story to anybody? What I did? I was on the phone, people would ask me questions about the products, but I had no answer in front of me. Anybody know what I did? I hung up. That was it. That was it. I did not know how to answer the question, so rather than fight the embarrassment, I hung up. Now,
how'd that work?
That is not I did not feel good when I did that. And I said to myself, that is never going to happen again. I'm never going to be in that position where I can't answer that question. So, for each call that I made a lot of mistakes. From each one of them, though, I learned a lot. And you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. You're gonna do crazy things. You're gonna be able to look back and laugh at some of the mistakes and things you made. But that's exactly what happened to me. Is I got so totally embarrassed, I just hung up on the person. But this here is key. And remember last week, I tried to share with you something that if you understand the real value of it, I tried to tell you that the basic reason why people fear invitation is because they feel they're selling something. And when you feel like you're selling or pitching something, you're afraid you're going to get rejected. Am I right on this? Most of us feel that way. But I tried to tell you that rather than selling something, you should only be what? Telling, asking for what? Time. Right? We talked about that. All we're doing when we share Ambit, either in person or on the telephone, is we're simply asking a person if they have some time. Either 2 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on what video you want them to go look at. That's all. I was just wondering, do you have 5 minutes? Can you give me 5 minutes? Can you give me 2 minutes? I can send you over a link. You can watch it, and then we'll talk afterwards. Is that okay? If you begin to learn how to ask for time, you take the fear of rejection out of the picture. It's not important. It doesn't become important to you anymore, because if someone says they don't have the time to look at a 5-minute video, what does that tell you? Right. You don't have a qualified prospect. Believe me, you don't. You don't want. You're better off that they tell you now rather than later. You don't want them in the business. So that's why I say, if you begin to forget about selling, forget about pitching anything, just ask for time. If you learn how to ask for time in person or on a telephone, you'll totally change your business. Believe me. I've had personal experience with that, and our guest speakers are going to talk to you about what happened with him. So, any questions about that? Any questions about the invitation? Okay. Last week, I said to you that I shared with you a piece of information that Matt shared with me, and I want to tell you something. In the short period of time, that I've known Matt, I'm really impressed because Matt, I think, gets it. I think Matt understands how just changing your attitude or changing your thoughts about what you're doing, what you're asking people to do, will totally transform your business. And so, Matt is going to share with you what's happened as a result of his change of thoughts, but I also am very proud to announce to you that anybody in this room, I think a lot of you were at our meeting 2 or 3 weeks ago with Sean Cornett. Sean's a national consultant. Well, Sean has gotten wind of what Matt's doing, and so this meeting is going to be recorded tonight so that we can share it with Sean Cornett tonight. Sean wants to see what we're doing here because he's very excited about what Matt is going to work on. So I'm really proud to bring up Matt and welcome him to the group. And so Matt Eckert from Palmer, come on up. Matt's a regional, by the way.
Okay. So, hi everybody. My name is Matt Eckert, and I'm a regional consultant. And I know a lot of you, I'm just going to raise a hand excited to share my experience with you. The past week since last meeting, I committed to doing the 526 Blitz that Harold told us about maybe a month ago, was it? Okay. So, and I'm not sure you guys, I'm not sure how you guys felt when he told you about the 526 Blitz, but for me, I personally felt like this little girl here. So. I honestly, Harold, I thought you had found something off of like a forum, and, somewhere out in the internet landscape. I didn't either. So I didn't think it was for real. I didn't think you could really make a list of 50 people and within 1 week call them all up. And I thought if I did do that, it would be an absolute disaster. But anyway, so I committed to doing it, and that was after a couple of things in the past month. Since Harold told us about that, a couple of things happened. One of them is that, well, first of all, Harold shared with me that CD. I know a lot of you have it. It's that Jim Rohn CD, this How to Build Your Network Marketing Business. Well, the day after Harold gave this to me, I listened to that, and then I listened to it again and again. And then I went to bed, woke up, listened to it again, and I listened to it every single day for a series of days. Anyway, and it just started really getting, they call it a brain groove, but it really just started getting into my head. But one of the things that Jim Rohn really said to me that really stuck out was, he says, don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. And so, I don't know if any of you guys saw that Eric Worre video in the past week, but he talks about how in life there's a lot of mountains, and we have to climb these mountains and take them. And so in network marketing, he says we need to go to the top, go to the top of the mountain. So, if we take problems out of there, it says, what Jim Rohn says, don't wish for less problems, don't wish for less mountains, wish for more mountain climbing skills. So, I realized, wow, okay, so this network marketing thing is a mountain. It needs to be taken. And so, I felt like when Sean came, I was really inspired to do this, and to do something. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I felt like Sean came and kind of equipped all of us with a lot of skills, a lot of strategies, and motivated us. Shared his vision and experience with us, and with that spirit that I really wanted to do something, and then he gave us a direction to go and a kind of a game plan and a guideline. I was just kind of ready to do it. And another quote from Jim Rohn is, oh wait, no, this isn't a quote from Jim Rohn. This is something I said. But so now it's in my court. He gave us the skills. I want to do them. It's in my court. So I was inspired to do something. And another quote from Rohn is, difference in arrival is not in the blowing of the wind, but in the set of the sail. And I thought that was crazy. The same wind blows on all of us. The world, the experiences, and the environment is all the same. Everybody's a little bit different, but the one common thread that we all have is that we can all set a sail. We all have a sail set. We can all every day decide to set a better sail and take that wind, and just make the most of it. So anyway, I realized through that CD that, and through other things, but I realized that I'm the only variable that I can control. I can't control people. I can't control prospects. I can't control anyone, customers or consultants. I can't control anything but myself. So that was really empowering. And so a lot of these books, I started just eating these up. And The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and the Eric Worre book that that we're all reading, and the Jim Rohn CD, and John C. Maxwell's 21 Laws of Leadership. But I just started eating all that stuff up, and it really kind of set the field. And but I felt that then Sean Cornett kind of gave us the action plan to take. And so Sean said when he was here, he says the biggest breakthrough is when consultants go to the next group of people that they're not comfortable talking to. I just thought that was crazy, because I was like, wow, I just never looked at, I'm looking at it like a business or whatever, sales calls, but somehow that just, it crystallized what I'm doing and what I need to do to advance. So that was really big for me. And then Eric Worre, in that book, here's Eric Worre's book. He says, plan, do, reveal. And I realized, you know what, planning, that's kind of, most of the planning's been done for us. You know, if we're in the 526 Blitz system, most of the planning has been done for us. All we have to do is do it. So I have some papers here on how to plan your own 526 Blitz. Because I just did one, and I think it'll really help. It doesn't, it's okay, I tried. But anyway, so that's what I kind of really use. That's the materials that I really use. Basically, that's all from Sean. But so yeah, really. So he gave us the plan. He gave us the action plan, the game plan, and I said, okay, well that's the game plan. I want to do this. Well, as Andy Andrews said at Ambition last year, our keynote speaker, he says, the buck stops here. The buck stops here. Okay, so I planned it, and he gave us this game plan. Okay, I got to do it, you know. And Pablo Picasso says, action is the foundational key to all success. And Sean Cornett, when he said it his way, it was, you just got to bulldog it. So, I like that. But is it okay if I
You want me to erase that for you?
No, I can't erase it. But,
Yeah, the erase it right there.
So I found that in doing this, the absolute hardest part of this whole thing, and what Sean calls the variable that we control in this whole system, was inviting. And once you invite somebody, the ball is rolling downhill. Now, as Sean says, all you have to do now is steer it. So, I mean, that's absolutely huge. And I'm sure you guys all know how heavy the phone is. And then once the phone's going, how weird it gets. Yeah. But anyway, so, I don't know, I think that if this can be mastered, everything else, you can kind of figure it out as you go. But, I mean, not that the other steps don't matter. The other steps really do matter. But I think this one is the first step. You don't even, I mean, well, okay, you have to have your why and your limitation, but if you can start this, then you can move to, master this, master the invitation, and it doesn't take much to master the invitation. I think by my 5th or 10th call, I pretty much mastered it, because it's like 10 seconds. It's not a long deal. You're not having a, hey, how you doing? How was lunch? How did you go? So I started this business, and, it's a really great thing, and you need to be part of it, and you really need to see it. But I'll get into what it is, but I just want to share some numbers with you. Just get some numbers on the board so I can talk about the numbers. The numbers, I got that. So, from the beginning, okay, so the written list, that's step 2. Written list was actually really hard for me. It was painful because I was really nervous. I was so terrified. I literally had like 1 or 2 people down. I said to my fiance Kelly, which you guys will meet someday, but she works Thursdays, and she's a consultant. And my dad, Tom here, I said to them, I said, what do I do? There's nobody I can call. There's absolutely no one that I can call. Nope. So they just started listing names. I'm like, no, all right. Well, I'll put them on the list. Anyway, shortly we had 20 or 30 people, and
that was like 5 minutes before we started, I think.
That was like, that was actually that was the second day in. That doesn't make sense because that was Yachtcast. I think I had a couple. I must have had a name or two. But anyway, I'll get into the numbers and the story of how it went. But so it started out, this list really started out horribly. It was only a couple days in that it really turned into anything. But, so I had a written list of, in the end, my written list was, well, you know what, by the very end of the whole deal, it was 57. The list was 57 people, and I called and got a hold of, because, a lot of times they're not always home, so 32 people. I called 32 people and I talked to 32 people. Now, if anybody knows already, don't answer, but can I just get some guesses at how many people agreed to see the 5-minute video that I asked them to see? 31, 29, 8, 32, 9. Any more? 15, 17, 32. I know somebody else said 32. A couple people said 32, but I just didn't want to give it away right away. 32 out of 32. Absolutely. And this, I was totally, I couldn't believe, actually, okay. So I made my first call. This is on Friday. I made my first call on Friday to my buddy Alex. And some of you got the fake live dials that I sent out, okay? That was not at all how that call went. That call went basically like this. Hey, Dad and I business opportunity. Yeah, can you just watch a 5-minute video? he goes, yeah, what is it? It's in the video. I gotta go. It's really horrible. But okay, so that was I was really actually just to let you know. This isn't the dirty secret that in the email you guys heard the dirty little secret. Okay, well this isn't the dirty, but this is one. In order to make that call, I drank 2 beers. Actually, I will get into the dirty little secret right now. My dirty little secret was, okay, I'm a regional consultant. I've been in the business for 14 months. I only ever invited 4 people, ever, before this Blitz. Isn't that weird? Okay, so, yeah. Anyway, so that's the secret. And in the past week, I made 32 invitations, and 32 of them said yes. And it wasn't like, yeah, man, I'll do that. It was, they were all like, yeah, sure, awesome. Send it my way.
Every single solitary one, I got addicted. The second day I made a handful, the third day I made a handful, and as you're doing this, you have to do follow-up calls too. A couple days later and keep up with people. But on the second to last day, which would have been Tuesday, that was all follow-up calls. I didn't even get around to invitations. But then I looked at my goal and I said, you know what? You're supposed to have 30 people commit to seeing the video. That's, the 5 to 6 months to make a list of 50. 30 you're supposed to commit to. Anyway, so I was addicted. So the very last day, I made 15 invitations on the very last day. I mean, it's quick. It's like literally 10 seconds. I'll run through one. Okay, so let's think of a normal one. Anyways, okay. Who wants to call me? Who wants to be I'll call you. Okay. What was your name? Joanne. Hey, Joanne. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm inviting. I'm not speaking. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I usually, it's going to be weird, because I usually go outside and just get away from everything to do an invitation call. Phil? Oh, anyway, okay. So who is this? Joanne. Okay. Hey, Joanne, Matt Ecker here. How's it going? Hey, good. Hey, I got a call coming in real quick, but, my dad and I, we started a business. We're really excited about it. Kind of in that launch phase, trying to get the word out. If I just send over a 5-minute video to you real quick, just take a quick look at that. Sure. And then I said, all right, I'll just be giving you a call one of these evenings. I'll talk to you later, all right? I gotta go. Gotta run. Thanks. All right, thanks a lot. Means a lot. And that's like a quick one. And it goes anywhere from, what's that? Yeah, well, right. Well, most of them are Facebook. It was in the question. I said, hey man, would it be cool if I just shot a 5-minute video to you over Facebook? Facebook, it's great. Yeah. So anyway, it was really, really, really exciting. These invitations. And then, so I've had 8 follow-ups, and that's exactly 25% of 32 invitations. And of those 8 follow-ups, so this is preliminary data, but 3 of them said, not for me, essentially. You know, no, or I'm going to boot camp. There was actually, yeah, one of them, I'm going to boot camp. The other one just kind of wanted to get off the phone, and the other one was like, you realize what this is, right? You know, what do you mean? But, so with them, I kind of realized, okay, this isn't going to go anywhere, and we're not selling people here. But the 5-minute video is, well, you guys don't have to use 5-minute video, but that's what I used, and the 5-minute video sorts people into 3 categories. Would you like to be a customer? Would you like to be a free energy? Or no, it doesn't do that. It says, when you're following up, are you open to receiving more information about being a customer, a free energy customer, or a consultant? Or no, I think it's the opportunity. And so that's it. And if they're open to receiving more information, you shoot it their way. But yeah, so the follow up. So 3 of them said. So 8 people followed up with, and 3 of them said, not for me right now. So all I did with them was I didn't try and push them into the business. All I did was I said, okay, that's fine. I really respect that. And in these situations, they didn't have bills, or that they refused to be a customer. So all I did was I looked at this as not a failure. This is a seed that was planted, and over time, that seed being watered and seeing my success will grow into something. This is like agriculture. So I take this seed and I just repositioned it. So some of their objections I would kind of just clarify. Don't get into the details. Don't argue. Don't get into the mess of it all. But just clarify what's going. Just kind of just a real for instance. What was another objection? I'm not a salesman. And I said, oh, it's really interesting that a lot of salesmen when they join this business don't actually do so hot because they think it requires the same skill set. Just kind of something that came out of my mouth. It was just kind of like, just because that's true. It is. So anyway, and another thing was, you realize how this works. Kind of the whole pyramid deal. And I was like. Just basically repositioning the seeds so that as I water it over the years, it'll hopefully grow or sprout. Anyway, so that's that. And then the other 5 were completely open to receiving more information. And 3 of them committed to coming to a live presentation. So those are the numbers. My dirty little secret, but I would say beyond the results that this has given me with, or is going to provide in customers or consultants or numbers or whatever, I would say that the biggest thing that this has provided me is belief and confidence, vision and momentum. And so I mean, I didn't before when people would talk to me about Ambit, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's now I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited, so it's because I know this is something that's duplicatable, and I know that this is something that if they join, I don't have to train them, and I don't have to sit down with them and train them through this. All I have to do is leverage myself, as John says, leverage yourself with tools. And so all I have to do, and I probably don't have enough tools, is leverage myself with tools. And I can, I can give these to people. But all I have to do is give these to people, and they can go to these websites here and check these out. So. Yeah, so it was very exciting, very empowering. But, so I don't know if you got that video about from Eric where he talks about this being like a mountain, and he says, if anyone tells you that you can't go up, it's too rocky, too steep, too slippery. You say, listen here, you're going up. You're either gonna see me waving from the top or dead on the side. I'm not coming back. So that really just spoke to me. But and then from Winston Churchill, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And another one is that when you come across a person that doesn't want to be part of this and they're just a little weirded out, just accept that and don't get. When that first happened to me during this Blitz, honestly, the honest thought was dream thief. You know, like I got mad. I got really mad, and I realized that's unhealthy. That's wrong. And I realized that's, as Sean calls those people, late adopters. Those are the people that are going to adopt this business late. You know, they need a year or two to be dripped on. They need to see it happen. They're not innovators. They're not going to see a group of 50 people and see what it's about. Or I don't know how many are here, but or 20. But they need to see a group of 300 people, and they need to see my success. And then they'll start to consider this. You know what I'm saying? So, those are the late adopters. And, oh yeah, another thing is Sean said no to this business 12 times, or something like that. 12 or 13 times. I don't remember if anybody knows the number. But, I would say one thing to, wow, what's that? Is there anybody else that didn't get one? Okay. But, okay, let's say the very last thing, one of the very last things, is that in the whole deal, all these weird thoughts and fears come into your mind the whole week, all these strange things, and what you got to do is you got to identify which of these thoughts are empowering me and getting me closer to my goals and are healthy. And if they're not, you just expel them. All the ones that have been latching on your back for 4 months. Or not 70 years, but whatever, 30 years, however, all those weird fears and thoughts and things, if they're bad, just expel them and get them out of you. You got to get those out before you can receive any new thoughts. So, and then when you receive something, you realize that there's something, yes, that's true, that's good. You just hold on to that, and you just grab it, and you do it, and you just don't look back. And so, I did a 5-2-6 Blitz. And I would say the absolute best part of it was the invitation. And I would say, actually, the follow-up calls are not nearly as exciting, as the invitation. So what I was doing was, before a follow-up call, do an invitation call, get excited, yeah, yes, yes, and then do a follow-up call. You know what I'm saying? That's just, yeah, right. Yeah, get the excitement from the invitation, right? Yeah. So I did the 5-2-6 Blitz. I've only ever made 4 invitations before this Blitz, and I am actually a pretty massive introvert, and it happened to me, here's what Jim Rohn says, in one of his speeches, it says, it happened for me, and if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. So, that's it. That's all I got.
That was great. Let's give him another round of applause. That was great. I thought I was excited. Wow, it's good. Wow, that was just, I'm so impressed with that because not only does he get it, but he did it. You follow what I'm saying? He did it. And this is the most important thing about the invitation. And I want to stress something before we close this portion of the night. When Matt does 32? When Matt does 32 invitations, Matt is planning 32 seats. Now it's hard to tell what's going to happen, but something's going to happen. It's inevitable. He started the process, and I want to give you a law or a rule in network marketing. Your results will follow your effort by months. This is not an overnight success type business. What Matt is doing right now at the end of July He may not see the results of this effort for another 3, 4, 5 months, but I want to tell you, everybody in this room, and I know this for 30 years, he will see results. He has started something in motion that will not be stopped. And this is what every one of you have to do. You have to get things going. And when you start to get things going and growing is when you're going to start seeing results. Matt, you know, you're right. When you were talking about follow-up is a skill.
Right.
You got to know the right questions to ask, and you have to know how to answer some objections.
Right.
When someone says about this, what you said about salespeople,
Yeah.
that was excellent.
Cool.
Well, a lot of salespeople fail in network marketing.
Right.
Because this is really not selling. This is what? It's inviting, it's coaching, it's teaching, it's nurturing. That's why some of the biggest professions that do well in network marketing, anyone know what they are? Some of the biggest professions. Teachers do very well in network marketing. Teachers. What's the other profession that's represented very well in network marketing? Nursing. Nurses are very successful in network marketing. What do those two professions do? Help people. They teach people. They care for people. They care about what happens. That's what this business is all about. All you're doing here is planting the seeds. But as you get further down on that skill set, you're going to see what I talked about down here. You got to help people. You got to teach them. You got to train them about the business. So, but I can't overstress this enough. Matt has started the process. That's the key. And whether he wants to or not, something's going to come from all this. Because you know what's going to happen, and this I've seen this before. If Matt is the kind of person, Matt's not this kind of person, but I've seen people do what Matt is doing, plant the seeds, they drop out of the business. Guess what happens to those seeds? They keep growing. They become part of somebody else's organization. I've seen it in my 30 years. What he's doing is magical. It's a law of nature. It can't be stopped. It's, like I said, I look at this whole business like a garden. All I'm doing is I'm planting seeds and I'm watering them and I'm taking care of them. If I do it consistently, if you do this for 5 years, I guarantee you will have a garden that will just be amazing. And you will reap from this garden for the rest of your life like I have reaped from my first business for the last 27 years. So I want to, anybody here have any questions about, for Matt? Anything that Matt mentioned tonight? Anything?
Yeah. Hey, Matt, those 4 people that you talked originally,
Yeah.
right? You know, your first 4.
Yeah.
How many of them were interested?
3 became consultants, and 1's still thinking about it. Is that what the question was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Matt, I have a question for you. You said that in your 14 months, right?
14 months.
Is that how long?
Absolutely.
In your 14 months in Ambit, you contacted so many people, but now you've dramatically increased the numbers.
Right.
What was it? I mean, what really triggered you to make that move to do it? Was there any one thing? I want you to share that with the group. What was it?
I think realizing that the buck stops here, realizing that it's, I need to take action and the ball's in my court, realizing that I have been equipped with the mountain climbing equipment, and Sean pointed me to the mountain, and he's given me a map, a basic map of the mountain, and that I have what it takes to take the mountain.
So your whole attitude is now changed.
Absolutely.
About what this business is,
Yep, the whole
how to
philosophy,
approach
yep.
people, right?
Right. It's all about helping.
And you're probably going to do, whatever you do on the phone, it's going to hit you better and better on the phone, but it's going to affect how you approach people face to face. You're going to get more confident about approaching people about Ambit or about the opportunity face to face, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's great.
Another question.
Go ahead.
Did you prioritize your list of who you thought would be the best to call first and all that? Or?
The way I prioritized it was the least uncomfortable first.
The warmest.
No, is it?
The warmest.
The warmest, right?
Because, what's that?
The warmest prospects.
Warmest. Just whoever I just felt the least uncomfortable. I don't know. That's all I can.
Makes sense.
Sometimes it was totally cold, but whoever, very cold. I mean, not totally. They had every single person on that list. I was able to ring the bell, as Sean said. I was able to remember who they were. I mean, they were able to remember who I was. You know, if I said, "Hey, remember I'm so-and-so, the guy that you massaged, you know, with my fiance, you know, back, you know, whatever." I'm just calling it something stupid, but.
But they remembered you.
Right, they remembered me.
Right.
Right.
Well, that will do it.
Right.
You know, if you did a massage with them, they'll remember. But that's great, man. Like I said, I really appreciate it. We're at 7:15. We're going to take a 15-minute break. Maybe, hopefully, try to warm ourselves up again. I'm freezing up here.
Harold, one last thing.
Go ahead.
I would say huge, totally huge, is taking that script at secretscript.com from Sean, the one he pointed us to, and just customizing it with your own lingo. And he even said shorten it.
It works.
Make it even shorter. And keep it really quick.
Keep it quick.
Really quick.
When I first saw that script online,
Yeah.
oh, actually, I heard him say it
He
on
said
the
it,
training
right.
video.
Right.
But I felt comfortable with it right
Yeah,
now.
I know. And
I
that's
can see
it.
why him and Damien are using
Right.
probably the same exact thing.
Because it's not weird.
It's not weird. It's comfortable.
You can be totally normal,
Yeah.
have fun, and
And it's even appropriate for someone you haven't talked to in a long
I
time.
know it is. It's absolutely.
It takes the awkwardness out of the
Right.
situation. That's why I like it. I hope everybody knows how to get access to the script that Matt is talking about, because if you study it and you make it your own, you know, use your own words, whatever, this could change your business. What we're teaching you right now could change your business and could make a huge difference for you and your family for the next 5 years. This is how serious this is. I don't think we will talk about a topic in our training that's more serious than what Matt covered tonight, because it like Eric says, it is the gateway to your success. It's the gateway skill that'll get you to where you want to be. Did I see another hand here go up or no? Okay. Well, anyway, thank you very much, folks, and we're going to take a 15-minute break, and we'll be back at 7:30. Thanks again, Matt.
Okay.